Hello, everyone. Today is Monday, April 6th, 2020, and we're going to do our number talk for today. We have Abigail here joining us to be the voice of the little people, even though she is a big person. And let's begin. When you see this little bar at the bottom here, don't worry about it. It will go away, so you'll be able to see what's underneath it. As of today, we have been in school for 137 days. That's obviously from when we left off last Friday, 3 weeks ago. Here I have highlighted it down here for you guys on our number chart so you can see where we are with how many days we have been in school so far. Another way you can write this is 137. And that's when we write it out in our words. So we are going to next do expanded form. So think to yourselves, if we're going to write 137 in expanded form, this was where we were getting a little tricky when it got into the hundreds, what is going to go on our first line here? Abigail, what do you think?
100.
100. Let's see if she's right. And you guys can be writing this down in your math journal or on a piece of paper. That way you can see if you're correct also. 100. Good job, Abigail. If you got that right, pat yourself on the back. Abigail, what do you think is going to go on our second line? 100 plus what?
30.
I can't hear you, baby.
30.
30. Let's see if she's correct. 30. 100 plus 30. Good job. 100 plus 30 plus what, Abby?
7.
Good. 100 plus 30 plus 7 equals, and our number should equal this number right here, 137. So if you guys have on your journals 100 plus 30 plus 7 equals 137, that's how we write it out in expanded form. And if you wanted to make it easier like we were doing, we went back to our old place value chart over here. We can work it out also with our pictures and our place value chart. So let's work this out together. And we have 7 ones. Look at our one value here. We have 1, 7. So if we're going to draw that picture, remember when we were drawing it in the classroom, we didn't want to draw lines because those look like our rods. So we were using X's in our classroom. So we're going to put 7 X's right here. And there you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 X's. Okay, so those are our 7 ones. How many 10s do we have? Abby, how many 10s?
Oh, we have 3 10s.
We have 3 10s right there, 3. So 3 10s, if you count by 10, 3 times, 10, 20, 30. Right, there's our 30. And we should put 3 rods here for 30. 10, 20, 30. Okay. And how many hundreds do we have?
1.
100. Okay. There's our 100. 100. Okay. Now in the classroom, we just had that giant square that we were able to magnet up to the board. But because we're on the computer, we can get all sorts of fancy and put up a cube. Watch this. Bam! A cube of 100. Okay. So we have 137. 100 plus 30 plus 7 equals 137. So if you guys following along A-OK, pat yourselves on the back. Hip hop hooray. All right, let's go down to our number bonds. And in Miss Grandy's class, we always use our ones place for our number bonds each day. And on our numbers place for our ones, we have the number 7. So let's fill in our number bonds. Go in. With 7s. And again, you guys can be drawing your number bonds on your journal. if you'd like. So let's fill in our number bond sevens. There we go, 7 in each one. Okay. Now we're going to think to ourselves, what goes with the number 7 to make 10? What goes with 7 to make 10?
7 to make 10, 3.
Abby says 3. Think to yourselves, what goes with 7 to make 10? Did you get 3 also? Let's see if y'all are right. 3. Good job. Okay. So now we got to come up with our fact families for it. What number sentence can we come up with these numbers to make 10?
Something.
Go ahead.
7 plus 3.
Abby says 7 plus 3 equals 10. And what would a flip-flop be?
3 and 7.
3 plus 7 equals 10. So let's see which one comes up first. 7 plus 3 equals 10. And then the flip-flop would be 3 plus 7 equals 10. Good job. There's your flip-flop fact right here. So for the subtraction part of our fact families, using these same numbers, what subtraction problem can we come up with? Remember, we always put the largest number first, which would be our 10. 10 minus...
What? Oh, 10 minus 7?
10 minus 7 equals 3. And what would a flip-flop for it be?
3 minus 7.
3 minus 7? Does that make sense? Can we do that? We could if we were in higher grades. But remember, the largest number comes first. So it's 10 minus 3 equals
7.
Good. All right, let's see which one's on our list first. 10 minus 7 equals 3. And we're going to flip-flop it. 10 minus 3 equals 7. And just like back in the classroom, I made them different colors so you can see how they flip-flop back and forth, okay? Now we're going to be looking as soon as that, go back, goes down here. Trying to get that thing to go by. 20 is our large number. What goes with 7 to make 20? Think to yourselves and write it down. What goes with 7 to make 20?
13.
Abby says 13. Let's see if she's right, and let's see if you guys are right. 13. Good job. Okay. So we need a fact families. How can we make an addition problem?
7 plus 13.
Equals?
20.
7 plus 13 equals 20. And what would be a flip-flop?
3 plus 17 equals 20.
3 plus 17 equals 20, but you changed my numbers in my number bond.
Oh!
Oh, no. We got to use the numbers in the number bond. Can't change my numbers.
Well, can you please put the thing there for the... Oh, no, because... Look,
So far you said 7 plus 13 equals 20.
Would be...
You did 7 and 13, so flip-flop them. Which would come first now?
13.
13 plus, say it louder.
7.
7 equals 20. All right, let's see which one's first. 7 plus 13 equals 20. And 13 plus 7 equals 20. Good job. And we didn't change the number bonds on that one. Good girl. If you guys got those answers, pat yourselves on the back. Abby's going to pat herself on her back. I'll pat her back. That way she knows she worked through it and she did it. All right. To our subtraction part of our word family. 20 is going to be the number we start with because we always want the largest number first in a subtraction problem, okay? So 20 minus what equals what?
20 minus 7.
Equals?
13.
20 minus 7 equals 13. So what would our flip-flop be? We started with 7 and we did 13.
13 minus 7. Or 20 minus 13 equals 7.
Okay, so she did 20 minus 13 equals 7 and 20 minus 7 equals 13. So 20 minus 7 equals 13 and 20 minus 13 equals 7. Good job. Amazing math being done here. All right. Now we're moving on to one more, one less, 10 more, 10 less. Okay. So we're going to come over here to our 137. And this is going to be a little trickier because this keeps coming up. So I'm going to try to bear with me. All right. What is one more than 137? If you're counting, looking at our chart here, 134, 135, 136, 137. What's coming next? What's coming next, Abby?
What? Okay. 138.
Let's see if she's right and see if you guys are right. Oh, it's suspense. 138 is one more than 137. Now, we're going to do one less. So if you have 137 and you're going back minus one because it's one less, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to hop back one, okay? So look at the highlighted number. I don't want to go too far down here because I'm afraid it's going to, there it goes. Look at this number and we're going to hop back one, poop, one less. What number is that?
136.
136. So let's get this out of the way here. Make that, there you go. Let's see. Ba-bing! 136 is the correct answer. Okay. Next, we're going to do 10 more. Now, remember, if we're doing our Sparkle game, you guys have Sparkle down pat. Remember that Sparkle game when you're doing this because it's the same thing, but when you have it, when you're thinking of it this way, a lot of you guys kind of lose it a little bit. So think of Sparkle. If we're doing 10 more, you're going up on the chart here. 10 more than 9, 18. 10 more than 18, 29, 39, 49, 59. Say you're starting at 54, 54, 64, 74, 84, 94, okay? So 10 more than 137 is going to be what?
147.
Abby says 147, which would be the box right here. Remember, I also told you that no matter what number is in front of the 37, whether it's 100, 800, 700, 2,054,000, that's a really high one. Don't do that one. You can look at those last two numbers and still figure it out. So if we go back to 37, because it's not here and you really need that visual, go back to 37 and go 10 more. That's 47, right? So if you just add the 100 in front of it, it's 147. So if you were asked what number is 10 more than 347, it'll be 357. So back to our original, 10 more than 137 is going to be 147. Let's see if we're right. Bada bing. We are right. Nice job. And our last one is 10 less than 137. So instead of going this way on our chart, now we're going this way up our chart. Okay? So going this way up our chart, we're going to go from here up 10. Up our chart. Or down in our numbers. It's tricky. So 137, go back 10. And what's our number?
127.
127. Oh, it's a mystery still. Oh, there it is. 127. High five, Abby. She's still not high five. Oh, there you go. Okay. So 127. And we have done our number talk together. You are all rock stars. Pat yourself on the back, everybody. We did it. Thank you, Abby, for your help this morning.
Yeah.
You were amazing. First graders, you were amazing. And we can't wait to do this again tomorrow.